Okay, wake up in the morning to the clear blue sky. Turn up the music when I hop in the ride. The windows down, let the whole world see. Can't nobody rock it like little old me. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I got my trucks and my dickies and I put it on black. Banging Sinatra in a flat Cadillac. My old lady leaning out the whole window. Everybody looking when we walking slow.
All right, one of the surprises at E3 was Dead Island 2, but one of the bigger surprises was who's developing it. Michael, how did you guys end up with this?
Yeah, that's kind of, it's probably a more boring story than everyone would like, but no, really what happened was Dead Island 1 came out and it was a pretty big hit in our office. We've got a lot of communal areas with a lot of kit set up, and when Dead Island came out, it was just always on for weeks and weeks and weeks. You couldn't get away from it. Everyone loved it. Everyone loved the co-op. It was the game for lunch break every day. And then we got winds that Deep Silver were looking for a partner on that, and we thought, wow, we can pitch for that. That would be great. And so we're coming towards the end of Spec Ops, and a bunch of guys started working on a vision for that. Started getting into conversation with Deep Silver. The guys who are founders at Jäger, Timo, and Philip, and the guys, they know the chaps at Deep Silver. They've been friends and on and off colleagues for a while. And so yeah, we got to do that pitch, and Deep Silver really enjoyed it. So that happened pretty quickly.
Can you talk to us about the concept idea? What did you guys pitch? Can you sort of maybe have a conversation about that, or is this sort of in a vault somewhere?
No, I mean, actually I would, because it kind of ties into the trailer and what you guys have been seeing today. In fact, I mean, our original pitch, essentially, you know, Walking Dead was around at the time, and to say that hadn't bled into that, it would be a bit of an understatement. We were big fans of that, but we kept all the beautiful stuff in there, so it was more about kind of like how the narrative worked, and you know, kind of like a narrative tone of the game back then. However, during pre-production and really exploring it further, once we were signed up, we started prototyping, and some of that, you know, you were seeing today. That's when we discovered this kind of this tone. We got it basically almost wrong. We had this like, no, this is really funny. If you knock a zombie with an uppercut with a sledgehammer and he flies 60 feet, that's funny as hell. And then we latched onto that. We thought it was a really strong concept, and then when you saw the trailer today, that's kind of like, that was our best kind of idea of that sort of coming to fruition. We started working with Deep Silver and Axis on that trailer, and it was a very great collaboration. We gave them a really good outline for the tone. We showed them prototypes, and we gave them a quick rundown, and the concept they came back with was just pitch perfect. And that as soon as we saw that, we're on the money. We've gotten it right, and they understand. So we hope that everyone else who's seen it the last couple of days gets it as well.
I was going to say that because the transfer from Spec Ops: The Line to this, bit different. Would you guys just need to cheer up a little bit? Was it a little bit too depressing coming off that game? You thought we need something that, even though we're chopping down zombies, it's sun-kissed and exotic.
Yeah, it was a journey. Spec Ops, I mean, it was a really great project to do. I mean, like, in terms of creatively for the guys, it was a really big challenge, and they were super proud of what we managed to do. But yeah, there was kind of this sense of, I think not really thinking about it at the time, I think we kind of needed to do that as well. We needed to kind of get something back into our system of really enjoying this kind of like these comedic qualities and exploring something else. I mean, Spec Ops was great in its own right, and it did what it set out to do, and we just want to do the same thing again with as much conviction as we did at Spec Ops with Dead Island 2.
Well, with that in mind then, are you bleeding any more sort of characterization, more sort of story-heavy narrative into this, or are you keeping with the sort of original Dead Island template?
We're taking the Dead Island template. What's clear for us is to do the right thing for this game, and the right thing to do, for instance, the right thing to do for Spec Ops was to stay really true to that, to make sure that we were responsible in the message and the tone and the narrative. And it's the same thing with Dead Island. I mean, but Dead Island is just a different world and a different set of rules, and as we've now got a very different tone. So obviously, like, you know, narrative's not going to take you to the kind of places that Spec Ops did, and we feel it would be wrong to do so. But we're going to keep things on the lighter note, and we're going to do it in a way to keep people interested and keep it within that fiction. And we just want to do it as much justice to this game as we did Spec Ops.
Okay, I mean, Techland set down a very good sort of template for what Dead Island was. I mean, approaching it from your own viewpoint and from your own perspective, what did you decide to keep? What you thought, right, this retains the Dead Island sort of aspects, maybe is it skill sets, maybe is it weapons, and then where did you go, okay, we want to tweak this, or maybe add a little bit extra here, where did you go?
Well, clearly the biggest thing we're going to be doing is, as I said, when we had it in the office, Dead Island 1, the biggest thing was actually the co-op. We were like, oh, we can all play this together. That's why we turned on as many consoles as possible around the office and started playing. And the multiplayer then became that big thing. That was like, okay, we can actually do something really interesting. This is what people seem to be responding to. I mean, the gore was great, the setting was great, but people seem to love just to be able to do that together at any time. And it was super slick and easy on Dead Island. You know, your buddy came online, it was boom right there, D-pad up. You're there together, and it was really great. So we wanted to expand on that concept, and what we've kind of come to now is this 8-player dedicated server, basically the world's smallest MMO. I mean, you're going to be in a persistent world. You can always come back to with your friends there. We're going to do some really great things with matchmaking to make sure you're always having that friend experience, and it's going to be default on as well. It's going to be opt out, so you're never going to have to organize things with your friends. You know, if you happen to be playing online, I join, I'm going to matchmake straight with you, and then say, you know, I've got to go to dinner, you know, the missus, no, you need to start playing. I go, okay. Stay online, dude, I'll be right back. And when I come back, the world's going to be there, you're going to be there, my proxy's going to be there. And we feel that kind of ease of use and that social nature of it was a real core thing to Dead Island. And that's where we're going to take it.
So the idea is you're venturing around this artistic interpretation of California, and you'll encounter things, and any of those encounters, any of those mission objectives, pretty much, if you've got buddies with you, you can just take it on.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we wanted that structure of the world where you can just have as many planned or coincidental experiences, and they should be as powerful as one another, and can augment each other. You know, you can have a very different experience that way on just different missions throughout the world, experiencing NPCs differently, just because your buddy was there and sort of like, did you hear what he said? and then you go do it, and you just have this really organic experience, and I think it's going to be quite lovely.
Well, with the 8-player aspect online, I mean, is there an angle or perspective where you might be encountering a separate group who might not be too friendly with you?
That's a really awesome question, and my perfect answer to that is, please come see us at Gamescom and PAX later this year, because I'd love to go into that. We've got some great stuff to show.
Excellent. Okay, we'll touch on that later on. But for now, talking about California, about creating the world, I mean, how do you guys approach it? I mean, you're during the presentation saying about hitting all the iconic landmarks, but where do you decide, okay, this fits with a gameplay sort of element as opposed to it's just nice to look at?
We do kind of start with a really nice to look at thing. I mean, we're quite a visual studio. Like when it came to Spec Ops, the guys did brilliant work just kind of like finding those postcard elements of Dubai. And we very much did the same thing with Dead Island. It's one of the core things of Dead Island when we were playing it was just these beautiful tropical islands and the zombies and just that nice contrast. And when we came to thinking, all right, now, okay, it's going to be beautiful. It needs to have the zombies. Like, where's everyone going to... What's kind of like context free, which everyone can get behind and understand without a kind of long diatribe behind it, kind of in a real sort of straight to the matter way. And that to us was California, and it was really postcard California. So, you know, we go down to like Venice Beach, Santa Monica now, and pick out all those postcards. That's what we were going for. And then when it comes to arranging in a gameplay space, you're essentially taking those quintessential postcard looking locations and then rearranging them in the way that's going to then make the game flow better. So that's the constant balance between the level design and the art team. And it's a long and it's a very difficult but rewarding collaboration just to get that balance right. There's really no easy formula to doing it.
And sort of arranging over across the lands. We saw during the demo presentation about the heading to a clubhouse, getting that secure and stuff. Is that the role, like find survivors, find missions, find clubhouses, and then just expand out so you've actually covered the entire city? How does it work?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to keep you going. I mean, you're going to find lots of survivors all of the time. They're going to have different problems, different things for you to deal with, and they're just going to give you more and more reasons to go have fun with your buddies. And it's always going to be, you know, contextual and within the environment and basically fitting into that locale. And we're just going to have fun with that, and it's going to change every time you do it with different friends, people who've done it a different way. There's going to be lots of, gathering your resources and talking to a different NPC who might have that. You're not going to be locked into an area to do so. It's going to stay in the open world. You can complete your mission by going to the house next door or going to the beach right down the other end of the map, for instance. So yeah, we're just looking to keep that as open and interesting for people as possible.
Can you touch upon the character classes? How do they work in the game?
I mean, the character classes, they exist much in the way that they would have in Dead Island, which was to kind of organize the gameplay for people, to help basically find them roles like they would in other titles. So we've got the bishop, which is a support class. He's your guy. He's essentially you can be doing your medicine, your medic, and doing supportive things like like area damage, Molotov cocktails, that kind of thing. We've got a speeder class, which is like a close, very quick melee damage, like very nimble with a machete, throwing knives, that sort of thing. And then we've got the Berserker, which you depicted as a fireman with a huge sledgehammer. That's the guy that can, send your zombies clear in the sky 60 feet and do your kind of like your tank effect. And then we've got our last one, which is the Huntress, a lovely lady from Texas. And she wields a crossbow, and she's just focused on really like astounding ways of killing people from a decent distance. Your crazy crossbows, your machine guns, shotguns.
Okay, and finally wrapping up, we saw the 23 sort of almost proof of concept, and then the presentation finished with a newer take on environments using the Unreal Engine. A huge change there. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, how you guys find tinkering about with that engine to create this new world?
It's just part of the DNA at Jäger. Like Unreal at Jäger is just part of what we do. Like we spent a long time with it on Spec Ops. We got to know Unreal 3 really intimately. And much like when we all started seeing these trailers and stuff for Unreal 4, we have to get hold of this kit. This looks great. You can do what? And we just thought, right, we've got something really ambitious to do from a design side and a visual side. But we can also get to play with a new toy as well in Unreal, and we had to do it. And we had to pick Unreal, and we had to go to the new gen to do it with. It made all perfect sense for the kind of things we like to do as a studio. So.
Thank you very much indeed for talking to us. Best of luck with the rest of it.
Oh, cool. Many thanks. I'm glad for you to come down.
Hold on!
Seriously, bro?
Sweet!
Come on, dude, time to split.
Freaking awesome!
Let's go!
Dude, chill. I got this.